Guess the avian blood was a bit too.
Okay,
Wasn't
Wang, you remember what we told you, and this
as
ought to go
apparent.
down quick and painless.
Oh, nice phone, especially back in the day.
He's gonna kill me, you know, when he finds out I'm working with the police.
By that time, he'll be in custody. That is, as long as you play it cool and take your cues from us.
Yeah?
Ricardo, it's Wang.
Hey, what's the matter, man? You sound funny.
What should Hunk say? Everything's peachy. Say the quick questions you got left.
Cops had me worked up, but they're gone.
The cops, they worked me over pretty hard.
But you didn't say nothing.
No, I held firm. They're gone now.
They find anything?
Be casual, be nervous, be overconfident. Overconfident, I guess.
No.
No, those clowns couldn't find a hot dog in a wiener cart.
You sound pretty sure of yourself.
Okay. I guess it should have been
So
casual.
what am I supposed to do, man? We got another fight coming Tuesday. You know I can't cancel it. I'm on the hook to Menendez. $5,000, man, and I'm broke.
So just a new, better location?
Hold the fight in a new location.
Better not hold the fight at the shop. Too risky. You gotta find a new location.
Where, man? I don't know nobody with that kind of space.
Tell them you do.
I do. My cousin Lou runs a body shop in Park Slope. Let me talk to him.
See, you're a pal, man.
Now, tell him you'll meet him later.
Let's meet up later once everything's squared away.
Where?
Push him to meet at the shop. Tell him where he is. Suggest a neutral location.
Somewhere by Pulaski Bridge, 6 p.m.
That street corner.
Right, guys.
Right by the
Where do I
Bavarian
sign up to become a cop?
On 21st by
I'm
Pulaski
ready.
Bridge. Around 6?
See, sounds like a plan. See you there.
2 out of 3, not bad. I think I passed the test.
You done good, Mr. Wang.
We'll take it from here.
I'm going to be filling some forms and expect my badge in by the end of this week. I'll be having my badge.
Wang, over here.
Sorry, Wang is indisposed at the moment.
Oh
Detective
shit.
Guzman, you are under arrest for the murder of Neil Jensen. You have the right to remain silent. Anything you say can and will be used against you.
I don't know if it's him. It could be him, but...
Mr. Guzman doesn't dispute the cockfighting charges. We're prepared to plead guilty on that one.
Está insultando la República Dominica.
Let me. My client is not a murderer, Mr. McCoy. Mr. Jensen died as a result of an accident.
An accident.
He attempted to handle an armed bird, and he lost control of it.
Really?
I don't know
Wang gets
about that.
carved up like a side of beef. Guzman lets him slowly bleed to death, then dumps him on a doorstep and expects to walk away.
I checked with the Dominican consulate.
And?
He's wanted there for drug running and armed robbery.
Well, I want him here for murder.
Is it possible it really was an accident?
Does it matter? Neil Jensen didn't have to die. Guzman had 2 hours to get help and he callously stood by. Murder 2. Depraved indifference.
Oh, prosecutor Pack here. Gonna nail that son of a bitch. The defense must be desperate. They're putting Guzman on the stand. Harlan Fitzpatrick is a good defense lawyer. He will try to make Guzman appear sympathetic using a number of rhetorical tricks. Your job is to object when he gets out of line. I can't remember all the objections. A lead-in is when a defense attorney put words in the defendant's mouth to help make his case. You can often tell a lead-in statements because it ends with a question like, "Am I right?" or "Don't you mean?" Asked and answered is when the lawyer gets his client to repeat an answer for dramatic effect. Listen closely for a repetition of things you heard before.
Mr. Guzman, when did you first meet Neil Jensen?
Maybe a year ago, I guess.
Who initiated the relationship? You or him?
He did. I didn't want to have no part of him, man. Not at first. But I gotta be careful who I let in. Can bring trouble, you know? especially a white guy.
Mr. Jensen came to you with an offer, is that right?
Yeah, he had a bird, and he wanted me to help him raise it and fight it.
And at first you said no?
That's right.
Okay, let's read the thing again. Oh. Where did we learn? Leading is am I right? Is that right? So that's leading. I guess that's leading. What? He had the bird and he wanted me to help him raise and fight it. At first he said no. Assuming, what's ask and answered again? He said ask and answer is when the lawyer gives. He did. I didn't want any part of it. No part of him, not at first. What I do, I gotta be careful who I let in. He can bring trouble. You know, especially a white guy. Is that right? Yeah, he had a bird. And he wanted me to help him raise it. Is it? I don't know. Assuming facts, not evidence. Speculation.
Objection, Your Honor. Speculation.
I don't see how that objection
Oh,
applies.
God.
Overruled.
What convinced you to take Neil Jensen under your wing, as it were, in spite of your suspicions?
He knew cockfighting ain't how they make it out to be, you know?
It's a more civilized practice than people realize, you mean?
I don't fucking get it why we need to object to that. It's more civil. I mean, he emphasized on it was civilized. Is it for dramatic effect? So is it asked and answered? Nope. No expertise, knowledge. Oh, we don't have expertise, though. Yeah.
Objection. No expert knowledge.
Are we listening to the
Oh
same
my
testimony?
God.
Overruled.
So you agreed to keep the bird and help him raise it?
See, together we raised El Jefe, and together we conditioned him to fight. He was a good bird.
Here's another check. Speculation is a witness allowed to theorize and present to evidence.
Why don't you tell us, in your own words, what happened on the night of Tuesday, May 5th?
I'm gonna have to replay this thing again.
Neil come in that night really keyed up, man. Like super keyed up. He was jumping all around. I think maybe he was on something.
Speculation.
Objection. Speculation.
Sustained. Strike that from the record. Watch yourself, Mr. Guzman. Please confine your description to actual events.
Go on.
Well, he was excited, you know, because El Jefe was finally gonna fight. There were some other birds up first, but he couldn't sit and watch, man. Pacing around, till his turn finally came. Okay, I tell him. I'm the handler. I'm experienced at this stuff. Let me do it.
Get the bird into the ring.
The pit, yeah. It could be dangerous, you know, especially with the long heel.
A long blade attached to the rooster's spur.
Right, but Neil wouldn't hear nothing I was saying, man. Being he was a rider, he had to do everything himself. Well, anyway, he's yelling about how he had to be the one to handle El Jefe. I told him don't. I ordered him even, but he really got in my face about it, man, so I had to back down. Then he went for the rooster, like he was going for a football or something. Grabbed it around the neck. You understand, this is a bird was being conditioned to fight. The bird goes crazy.
It attacked Neil Jensen. Naturally, you were horrified.
Naturally, you were horrified. What was leading again? Leading's when defense put words in the defense matter. Yeah, leading.
Objection. Leading.
Sustained.
How did you feel?
Horrified, naturally.
As we approach to the part of the testimony where Guzman will describe Neil's wounds, be on the lookout for statements that require medical training to back up. Okay, no expert knowledge.
Made a grab for the bird and got it.
Putting yourself in considerable danger in the process, I imagine.
I was asking answer the game.
Objection. Leading. Counsel is putting words in the witness's mouth.
Withdrawn.
But by the time I got the rooster under control, the damage was done.
I see. So what then? What did you do for him?
I wrap a blanket around him to try stop the bleeding, you know?
Did you think to take him to the hospital?
Yeah, that's what I wanted to do, but he told me not to. He wanted me to take him home.
Mr. Jensen asked you to take him home.
Mm-hmm. His wounds, I mean, he was cut up pretty bad, but not so bad as all that. He should have pulled through, no problem.
Object. No expert knowledge.
Objection. No expert knowledge. Considering the outcome, I think we can conclude that Mr. Guzman's assessment of the situation is off.
Sustained. Facts only, Mr. Guzman.
You swore on the Bible you'd tell the truth, Mr. Guzman.
I'm telling the truth. I panicked maybe. You would have done the same. But I did what Neil asked me to do. What I thought would save his life.
Your witness, Mr. McCoy.
That's a marginal victory for me, I think. Oh, no offense, okay. I thought I won by like 5-10 points, but obviously not. Yep, I fucked up so badly in the beginning.
Mr. Guzman.
The prosecution is ready to cross-examine Guzman. Focus on inconsistency in evidence and his callous disregards for Jensen. Stay away from tricky issues like his past life or the cultural bias against cockfighting. Time of incident.
The incident in question occurred on the night of May 5th.
That's right. Maybe 1:45.
1:45. And you say you acted to save him?
Of course I acted. I tried to help him right there, and when I couldn't help him, I took him home, like he asked me to.
Oh, 1:45. Well, he said that he got slashed around 2 o'clock. The 2-hour gap's wound. What's the problem? I don't know. I mean, like, the 2-hour gap ruined and a 911. There was no 911 call. He didn't witness the incident. He did say he was. He saw it. Well, he was jumping around. He was excited, independent, but anyway. I mean, he saw him and grabbed it. He didn't say that though. I don't know what the fuck this is. I'm not sure about here. We should stay away from that, right? No. There was a hint. What did it tell us to do? Oh, it doesn't tell us here. I don't know. Fuck it. Oh, I guess. Okay.
But there's a problem here. The 911 call is timestamped 4:03. 2 hours after the incident, Mr. Guzman. Under the circumstances, it's fair to ask, couldn't your response have been a little more prompt?
Hijos de puta mentirosos.
I'm sorry, Mr. Guzman.
It's a mistake. Someone's not telling the truth.
Are you suggesting 911 got the time wrong?
Or somebody.
Barbaric sport. Okay, there's nothing about.
You knew it was dangerous for Neil Jensen to handle his own rooster.
Sure it was dangerous. When those birds are ready to fight, man, they're ready to fight.
Then why didn't you stop him?
I tried, man, but like I said, he wouldn't take no for an answer.
It doesn't really contradict. He says something about him being a writer, so we are like horses of real sport takes dedication and discipline, you know, it teaches you about life if you let it. Yet together we raised El Jefe together in conditions of fight. He was a good bird. Neil called me in the night, really cute. I was pacing around, said, okay, I'm the handler, I'm experienced at this stuff, let me do it. The pit, yeah, it could be dangerous. Right. But Neil wouldn't hear nothing I was saying. Being he was a writer, he had to do everything himself. Well, anyways, he's yelling about how he had to be the one to handle El Jefe. I told him don't. I ordered him even, but he got my face about it. So I backed down. Him backing down, is it the same thing as he wouldn't take no for an answer? Let's say yes. Oh, okay, I was right then. It wasn't. Yeah, it was the same. Fuck! Relationship with Jensen.
Mr. Guzman, you took Mr. Jensen into your confidence, initiated him into your illegal activities. Knowing your new disciple was a writer, didn't you worry that he'd give the game away, expose your ring, and force you to shut down operations?
Well, sure I was worried, but he promised me he'd keep quiet. And he wouldn't write anything neither, unless I okayed it first.
And you trusted him?
Yeah, he respected me, man.
Did Jensen disobey Guzman at any point? Yes, he did. Jensen threatened to try to take control at the court fight. Yeah, that one here.
Well, it doesn't seem like he respected you very much on the night he died. I mean, he defied you. He disobeyed your orders to stay away from the rooster.
Yeah, I guess that's right.
Let's get back to those final moments, shall we?
It's literally on the
This
fence.
time we can get the facts straight. You drove Neil Jensen home.
Like he asked me to.
And you dropped him off at the door. What time was that? 4 o'clock?
More like 2.
Did you stay with him till he was safely inside?
No.
No. You dumped him there and took off. Why, Mr. Guzman?
I heard a baby crying as I was coming up the walk with Neil, and I saw a light turn on, so I knew she was up.
Wait.
Come down and get Neil.
Yes?
But I didn't want to have to be there and explain it all to her, you know?
No, I expect you didn't. No further questions.
But he said that he had the baby crying. I thought the baby normally wakes up at 3:55. So how could he be there at 2? Okay, still on the fence. Oh god. We're gonna fuck up. How are we gonna convince the jury? Now it's time to put Ellie on the stand and let her talk about her husband, Neil, and the horrible events of May 5th. No reasons to ask tough questions, just let her recount her experience, generate some sympathy, but try to avoid any mention of Neil's shady nightlife or speculation about his death.
Want to take this one, Abby?
The people call Ellie Jensen to the witness stand.
No, could Neil survive?
Mrs. Jensen, tell us how you discovered your husband on the night in question.
Well, I heard a sort of a thunk coming from outside the front door.
Did it wake you up?
No, it wasn't loud enough for that, but luckily I was awake. Noah, my baby, had just waked me for his usual feeding.
That at least conforms to Mr. Guzman's testimony. What condition was your husband in when you found him?
It was horrible. He was covered in blood, and he had this look in his eyes like he knew he was dying. I kept saying, "Who did this to you? Who did this to you?" But all he could do was move his mouth. I think he was saying, I'm sorry.
And there was nobody with him?
Nobody. He was all alone.
Now this is crucial. Mrs. Jensen, what time did you discover your husband?
Just before 4 a.m.
You're absolutely sure?
Yes. I glanced at the clock when my baby cried at 5 minutes too. He always wakes up at the same time.
Thank you, Mrs. Jensen.
So you finally come around, eh, Harlan?
If that's the way you want to look at it, Jack.
Great. What are you looking for?
No jail time. Mr. Guzman pays a fine and does 12 months probation.
Come on, he killed a man.
Actually, a rooster killed a man.
He sat idly by for 2 hours and let an innocent man bleed to death.
Probation, no way, make a counter offer. The charge of manslaughter applies if you feel Guzman acted recklessly and thereby caused Jensen to die but didn't directly plan on the outcome. Murder too! Manslaughter, yeah.
Man 1, he served 7 to 15 years plus a $2,500 fine for cockfighting. How about it, Mr. Guzman?
Why would we agree to that? We'll see you in court, Jack.
I think I'm gonna lose this case, but okay. I wanna know, but I don't know.
Will never win any good citizenship awards. He's a devotee of cockfighting, a sport which many, no doubt, many of you here in the jury consider barbaric and inhumane. But it's important to appreciate that the defendant is the product of another culture. We mustn't let cultural differences blind us to his essential humanity. Consider Mr. Guzman's relationship with the deceased. He agreed to act as Mr. Jensen's mentor, not for money, but through mutual love of the sport. For many months, he patiently worked with him and trained with him. He became Mr. Jensen's mentor and his friend. And when the accident occurred, Mr. Guzman reacted as a friend would react, with care and concern. Perhaps he made the wrong decision in taking the injured man home. Perhaps you or I would have gone straight to the hospital. But remember, Mr. Guzman is an immigrant, an outsider, with an outsider's suspicion of big institutions. My client has lost a friend, perhaps as the result of his own mistake. And for that, he will suffer for the rest of his life. But does he deserve to go to jail? Good people of the jury, I beg you, let's not compound one error with another.
Oh, he's good. He's convincing. Let's not put him in jail now. Let's not put him in jail, guys. He's so convincing. No attack him. He's a good lawyer. Oh shit, how am I going to answer to that? How am I going to counter that? Oh fuck. That man's good. I want him to be my lawyer in case I ever fuck up with the law. A 2-hour gap.
2 hours. Think about it, ladies and gentlemen. 2 hours. 2 hours between the time Neil Jensen was stabbed repeatedly, and the time the accused saw fit to do something about it. 2 hours of agony, of Mr. Jensen bleeding, losing strength, crying for help, for mercy. But there was no mercy, not from Ricardo Guzman.
He hasn't got any motive, has he? Nothing's cockfighting.
The accused has shown no remorse for his role in organizing and promoting cockfights. He takes pride in the sport. But what sort of sport is it that arms innocent birds with knives? That goads them into slashing one another, merely to satisfy the bloodlust of the onlookers. It's ironic, savagely ironic, that Neil Jensen's curiosity about cockfighting led him, finally, to receive a mortal wound in the very pit that had seen so much death. We can deplore the practice and the people who engage in it, but we shouldn't be surprised when it leads to outcomes such as this. The accused knew Neil Jensen well enough to understand the limits of their trust. If the victim had survived the attack, there would have been questions. The story would have come out. Guzman's illegal operation would have been exposed. He would have faced prosecution, or loss of livelihood at the very least. He had a lot to lose, and a lot to gain by doing nothing. The legal community has a phrase for this.
Even the judge is nodding his head.
Depraved indifference. None of us was in the slaughterhouse with Ricardo Guzman and Neil Jensen. None of us knows exactly what was going on through the mind of the accused as he watched his cohort writhe on the floor. We may never know exactly why he stood and waited. And waited. But we aren't being asked to judge Mr. Guzman's motivations. We're being asked to judge his acts. Or in this case, his failure to act. And in this case, I think you'll agree. Inaction speaks louder than words.
Has the jury come to a verdict?
Come on, please, let me
Your
win.
Honor.
In the charge of murder in the second degree, how do you find?
We find the defendant, Ricardo Guzman, not guilty.
Wait, did I put murder too, or did I put manslaughter?
They beat us. I can't believe
I can't believe this. I'm 1 for 1.
You still on that diet?
Oh, my record's 1 for 1.
And
Okay.
Julia.
Right on schedule.
And I feel great.
Any preferences?
Nope, I'm up for anything. Except chicken. For some reason that doesn't appeal to me today.
But is murder 2 is not manslaughter. Ah, fucked up, or whatever. Alright guys, that's the end of episode 2. My record count is 1 for 1 now. Like I said, I'm not cut out to be a lawyer. When it comes to these law things, I'm fucking stupid. Incompetent, you want to put it there, you know? Maybe I'm better as a detective, but I'm definitely by far. I'm not your, I'm below par when it comes to becoming a prosecutor. And I told you, damn, that defense attorney, that lawyer was good. You know, I want him to defend for me when if I ever get in trouble with the law. Ah, gosh, that's slightly disappointing. I mean, the episode was fun, it was good, but my result was a bit disappointing. I expected a win, but I fucked up so many times. I think it was all these objections things, all these law analogies, and you know, the jargons and terminologies. What kind of like, you know, caught me off guard. Like trying to remember what leading was, asked and answered, and stuff like that. You saw me. I had to go back all the time and check what was what and what it meant, and I objected it wrongly all the time, and that's what fucked me up. I didn't win the juries over since they were constantly over defense. The court case was actually quite short compared to the first one. That was quite surprising. I anticipated it being longer, and like, you know, I wasn't off to the races, you know. At the right at the beginning, I was fighting from behind, you know. It was I won't say a lost cause, but you can see right off the bat I got 2 wrong, and I was fighting from behind, and it was so hard to catch back. I'm not making excuses, I'm just saying how it was, and yeah, constantly fighting from behind and slowly caught up, but it wasn't enough to convince the jury to convict the man, or consider the man as guilty, so he got away with it. So yeah. Oh well, you know, you win some, you lose some, just like in real life, right, guys? Some people don't have a loss within the first 2 cases, but you know, some people do. And in my case, I'm one of these less superior lawyers, I guess. So without further ado, guys, I'm gonna call it. Hope you guys enjoyed my blunders, and blunders is an understatement, but you know, since the fact that a man got away with manslaughter at best. You got away with it. Hope you enjoyed the episode. Feel free to hit that subscribe button on YouTube, or that follow button on Twitch if I do decide to upload this on Twitch. And just keep an eye out on my channel. I'll play this game again, and you know, please